Beyond the stars lie a web of pearls, each gemstone a miniature world unto itself. Upon these worlds interconnected our stories are told, and the fate of creation hangs in the balance. Welcome to the Titan's Gift.
Yep.
Hot mics. Nice.
You want me a code?
Stop.
Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Titan's Gift Campaign, Season 1, Episode 32. I'm your DM and host Marty, joined by the full crew tonight. How's everyone going?
Woo!
Pretty good.
Going so good, Marty.
Yep.
Sorry about
Looking
that.
forward to the fight.
Couple of minutes, of course, while I had my back turned, the server that had map tools and Modron bot running decided it was going to do a Windows update. I already caught it on one of these machines. I'll have to keep an eye out for the other one. How is everyone doing? Let's do the how'd you do's.
How'd you do? I did good.
Yep.
Did real good.
Did real good at adulting and work and all that stuff.
So good.
Oh no.
Got plants, guys.
Sounds like there's a story.
I
Hey, Fox, how's it going?
bought a bunch of plants, and the cashier at Home Depot offered to drive me home. And I took him up on the offer.
Really? And he did?
Yeah. He did. He didn't murder me or nothing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. Otherwise we would have had to take a lift home with like a lot of big plants. And
How did that come up when you're at the cashier at Home Depot? I've got a question there.
because
Like,
it was like
here's my card. Can I also get a lift home?
yeah. It was because we were talking about like, okay, we'll get the lift, and we'll have to, as soon as someone picks us, like accepts the ride request, call them immediately and get in front of like, hey, I got a bunch of plants. Is that cool? If not, I gotta find somebody else. So. So the guy heard it, and the other guy's like, yeah, I'm getting off my shift in like 10 minutes. I'll give you a ride home. And he did.
Man,
There's still
if I hope he's watching, and if he's watching, you're a good guy.
there's still good people in this world, guys. All hope isn't lost.
Yeah, if only he knew you're part of Jerks Emeritus.
If only.
He could have been Ted Bundy'd.
With a houseplant.
Yeah.
Next to your ficus.
Levi,
guy
man,
from
what's going on?
What has been going on? 4th of July was fun. Went out, took the jet ski out, flew around, pulled some people around, made them go supersonic speeds.
Nice. Get some airtime.
Get some airtime.
Hurt your balls?
Summer over there?
Yeah.
Is it summer?
It's gorgeous over
We're waiting.
there.
I hear it's storming over there.
That's pretty much it on my end on a new project at work. So I get to drive down south instead of north now. And
Wow. That is an exciting development, man.
my life is a freaking Nancy Drew novel.
Full of mystery and girlish discovery of youth.
A coming of age.
Yeah.
How about you two telecom guys?
Yep.
Matt, how about you go first? You did the traveling.
Yeah, no, I saw some family in Louisville, drank a little bit of bourbon,
Ooh.
flew to Washington D.C. and saw a bunch of cool museums there. It's such an interesting town for museums. I managed to miss the tank show.
Too bad.
So yeah.
I hear they're selling balloons of the Trump the baby thing.
I missed the balloon
Baby guy.
too, and I'm a little sad about that. But no, the fireworks were kind of disappointing. It too much of the smoke from the first wave blew towards the crowd, and so all the other fireworks were behind the cloud. It was the worst. But it was really nice. Had some good food. Went to New York City for a couple of days by train.
Oh crap! Everybody's traveling lately.
Yeah, and then just flew home yesterday.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome
What
back.
was your
Yeah.
favorite exhibit?
Ooh.
I think the minerals exhibit, actually the meteorites exhibit at the Museum of Natural History was fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
The other thing is that the National Museum of African American History and Culture is amazing.
Yeah?
It's a really dense, thorough history of the transatlantic slave trade all the way through present day. It's honestly it's really well done.
Probably a ton of cool artifacts in there too.
Yeah, it's a really dense museum. It's so dense it makes you wonder, why didn't we have that museum already?
That's pretty impressive.
And I think that the history provides some context that helps answer that too. So, but yeah, no, it's really great museum, totally worth going to.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Did you pick up any alien life forms when you went through the meteorite exhibit?
Oh, that's the start of an 80s movie. Kids movie right there.
It's like the
Field
start
trip
of like
to the-
half a dozen alien movies.
No, of
Blob
course
was
not.
one that I picked up recently. I watched it on TV.
Yeah.
It was on one day this weekend, and I watched
yeah.
the Blob.
That like a meteorite
A
crashes and
meteorite
it comes
crashes
out.
and it comes out of the meteorite.
And heavy metal, the whole thing is the green orb meteorite
Oh,
from
yeah.
space that gives you the boobage powers.
Yep.
Well, that's better than stepping on a D20 dice and turning into Modron bot.
I had a cronut in New
Wait
York.
a second. What is this story arc?
My cronut? Yeah.
Marty, how are you? Tell us about your adventures.
Nothing yet. Just finished a big project at work, and then we did a lot of gaming over the last few days. Kind of getting back into a regular cadence. I go back to Canada in August.
Yeah.
Oh, what game? What did you play?
I played some Temple of Elemental Evil.
Oh, I think I saw that. That was up.
Which is a 2003 3.5 edition D&D game where they remade the Temple of Elemental Evil, which is like an adventure from 1985. It was like the first module that I had gone into, and I died in like the first room. My buddy died at like
It's brutal.
the door going in kind of thing.
It's a surprisingly good game, though.
Yeah, it's a good game. So I'm going to use that module to play Pathfinder 2 as a test, because it's kind of like it's got like the generic D&D monsters.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to convert it on the fly to Pathfinder 2 over the course of like 4 or 5 days of gaming straight with Adam, Mark, and Ahmed.
The old crew.
So I've already got the maps ready for it, and I figured, I might as well play the beginning of the video game sort of as research.
Yeah, get you all jacked up for the adventure too.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's unforgiving. It is an unforgiving game. The first couple of levels are precarious.
You think they'll probably have to have a couple of waves of adventurers hit this thing? Or?
I don't know. We'll be able to figure it out. The video game is just unforgiving.
Yeah.
It's just like, nope, that's the random encounter, and they don't care that you're first level.
You're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Start over.
It's a troll. It's like, oh fuck. like the monsters hit downed opponents. That kind of
Kill 'em,
unforgiving. It's like,
murder.
oh, it's got an extra attack. It cleaves into the guy it already dropped, and now they're dead. It's like, oh fuck.
That is brutal, man.
Yeah,
That's
it
brutal.
is an unforgiving game, but there's some joy to that sort of level of unforgiving.
Wow.
What's going on?
Yeah, I ended up doing nothing as well. This was just a weekend of nothing after a bunch of weekends of work. I actually played Factorio, I think, all day on Friday. I took Friday off. I did nothing.
Is Factorio the factory that builds itself game?
Yeah. Well, you build everything, and everything stacks. So everything you do just stacks on top of something else.
It's like super complicated production
like
system.
Rube Goldberg sort of.
Very Goldberg. Yeah.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I didn't even launch a rocket or anything. I just built shit. And then Saturday took my son to basketball, and Sunday was basketball too. Oh, and we ended up watching Stranger Things 3 this weekend. My wife and I.
Yeah,
We binge watched most of it on Sunday afternoon and watched the final episode last night. I'm not spoiling it for everybody.
What'd you think? What'd you think compared to the other?
It's based in the 80s, so it's feel good stuff for me in any case. But it was good.
This is one of the series where I do not skip the intro music. The intro music gives you chills. Like so much as that about a year and a half ago I went to see Magic Sword. No wait, not Magic Sword. What is the name of the?
What's the
Survive? I went and saw Survive in concert here in Seattle.
Okay.
Is it like an ominous synth?
Yeah, it was like a new wave synth kind of band. You guys probably hear it sometimes. Like if I put the playlist on random. Super good. I found it had a bit of a darker feel, but I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, season 3 did?
Well, the kids are getting older.
Yeah.
So
you watched it too?
I'm almost done.
I'm not sure.
Jen I
might not be
wouldn't
able
watch
to
it
see
until
it,
she
but
comes back.
I've got scars on my hand here that you can't see on the camera now from my wife going like this at one time. I had to stop her eventually. I told her, "You're hurting me. That you're actually digging into my flesh."
It's quality.
So I kind of watched The Blob after I finished watching.
Spoiler alert!
And I wonder
The
if
Blob. Oh my goodness.
And I wonder if they took just from a couple of scenes from The Blob. I wonder if they
I'll
took
bet.
I wouldn't be surprised.
inspiration from that movie.
In the off season, just watching old school horror. Trying to
When did it come out?
What? The
Blob's
Blob or
old.
Stranger
The
Things?
Blob is like a
16.
The Blob is
Is that one?
Yeah, 1985 horror movie.
yeah, Blob's a long time ago.
Yeah, because they tend to pick cultural references
Yeah.
from the same year that it's set in.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Back to the Future, I think,
One
came
went
out this
together.
time too.
Yeah. So and this was 1984. It would have been around that time, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think the monster, while they never said its name, I think the monster was called the Thessal Hydra. Well, they actually named it after something else, but it's weird. Like, they gave the Demogorgons a name. That is not actually what the D&D Demogorgon looks like.
No.
The Mind Flayer is not, doesn't look like the Mind Flayer. It does some of the same things, or it's just the thing that they were playing with. So the D&D references are interesting.
Guys, the 1988 Blob was a remake of the 1958 original The Blob.
Oh, 88 Blob?
88 Blob, yeah. Okay. There's a real old
Blob.
Because it's just like easy to
clear,
do.
I've seen the 88 Blob. I've not seen the 1950.
I think
Blob.
I've only seen the 58 one.
Yeah, I don't know if I could.
It's like, how do you do special effects in 58? Oh, it's a blob. It's real easy, guys.
It's a close
Trust me.
Trust
me. If I could show it to you, I would. But behind that door is a blob.
A toy car inside a jello casserole.
Just like slowly inching, and then cuts to 50s people going.
Funny.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
That's good. We know how to edit. All right.
But I have to say this. I enjoyed the old school USA versus Russia themes thing they had going on, especially with 4th of July, Pride, all these things.
Right.
I mean, like national pride. I mean, I enjoyed that. That worked for me.
It also worked for me as well. I enjoyed it. I watched it all in 2 sittings.
Oh my god!
Same. I hope there's a season 4.
They said 4 or 5 will be at the end of the show. So I don't know if they've actually said 4, but I went immediately after 3 and went, I hope there's another season.
Yeah, but I like planning an arc and it just ends.
Okay, so speaking of arcs, we've been at this fight for 2 months now.
Combat arc.
The Revenge of Malbut Part 1, the Revenge of Malbut Part 2, and then last game was called Door Number 2.
There's Door.
I'm just going to do a recap of the fight so far. So Ludo continues to ingratiate himself in Spyder's gang. Actually, this went back to game 28. We're on 32. The rest of the Jerks Emeritus gather their allies, including Malbut, Rix, the Red Cat, Must the Knoll, and a pot of Griggs, and launch a bewildering and simultaneous attack upon the Bottle and Blade, the barricade at the lift, and the bread lines outside the Sloughborough flour mill and bakery. The assault on the Bottle and Blade continues. Ludo reunites with his companions as they face off with a quartet of Spyder's inner circle. The professor continues to confound the gang members with an uncanny mix of conjurations, compulsions, and illusions. The Spyder arrives to find his operations in chaos, while many gangs and powers begin to converge on the Sloughborough Market Square. In door number 2, game 31, the Spyder himself attacks the Jerks Emeritus in the basement of the Bottle and Blade. The professor tries to reunite with the party, with Troggax, the Rogue Phant, not far behind. And I think this is where we left off combat. Let's have a look at what everyone is doing. So Troggax is slowly trying to get his way through this illusory door that popped up after he smashed open the other one. There's a couple of grease spells running. A bunch of injured thugs. There are Vark alchemists that are giving you guys a hard time as they threw bombs at Tech and at Manny as the group is coming up the stairs. Pharisee looks like she's invisible. Manny thinks that Tech got incinerated by one of the bombs because of his tricky cloak that he got from Ludo. Ludo and Malbut are coming up the stairs. We've got Zephyros, who's also invisible, holding up the invisible body of Spyder, who was slain after he got sleep hexed by Pharisee. What else is going on? We've got some fairies in the basement. Who knows what they're doing? All having a little fairy powwow down there or something. These are the ones that were freed captives of the Spyder. All of Spyder's gang is dead aside from Troggax, and the rising din outside suggests that the 3 very large forces of gangs, one from the Pearl Cantina led by Sai, one from the Leatherton district, and one that was Spyder's forces, are converging on the square, while at the same time the lift has finally reached the bottom.
Yeah!
But the doors have not yet opened.
Oh!
Of course, you guys are not there to hear it, to see it. You can hear some chanting and bluster from several hundred people in this square. You guys basically were the opening salvo in what shall be known as the Battle of Sloughborough Square.
Well, they've not been super helpful yet.
Oh, I think we've done some damage here. There's one of the sides that is at a significant disadvantage because of our work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to suck if their story goes, this one time we went there to go fight them, and somebody else had fought them already.
The ancient wizard.
Well, they have other gangs, remember, that were serving him, and not all of them were in the square. Some of them were out in the city.
Oh yeah,
so
totally.
it looks like entire neighborhoods worth of people have come out to do battle, perhaps.
They lost all of their lieutenants and their leadership,
Yes.
everything. The head of this beast is pretty well tied up.
Spyder's gang, who was the nucleus of their forces, lay dead. The only one remaining is Troggax, as well as their necromancer, who had dimension door to
Yeah, that's right.
We start round 4 with Pharisee. I think this is a Bard Song round, if you want to keep it up.
I will fire at Bard Song. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll fire at Bard Song. Let me make sure I am unmuted. Good. And I think we're going to tell the fairies. Where am I?
You're at the top of the stairs, right behind Manny. You're kind of.
Oh yeah.
We kind of left you in a bad place. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Pixel was still downstairs hanging out with the fairies. She's.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk down, or I'm gonna Yeah, I'm gonna walk downstairs.
I think you're still flying. With your mighty wings or whatever?
Oh yeah. So I can do a fly.
Yeah, I think you dismissed your haunting miss, so I'll get rid of that note.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the grease on the ground too got dismissed.
Did it?
Yeah, Neil.
I should be able to
set
get
a
to about
standard.
here. And I'm gonna say, take all the good stuff. And I'm gonna poke Malbut on the way down too, and say, take the good stuff, as I point to the monk.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Says Malbut. he was nervously coming up the stairs, kind of hiding behind his wooden shield.
Nice, dude. That is an excellent
The
use of
Sloughborough
that,
Tufts.
Yeah, we're gonna begin the looting.
Yeah, no, but you're not doing anything. Be useful.
You can hear crossbows being fired, and their bolts kind of chunking into wood. I got it! No, it's still there! they're responding to the weird illusion of the snake around the door.
Yeah.
The Phant.
Ah, nice.
Professor, what are you doing?
Okay, so I have a few questions. I think I have a good idea about how this will all work, but I'm not quite sure. Few new spells here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cast Assumed Likeness on myself. And I will not do it silently, because I didn't have that.
Is it just yourself?
So yes, it's just myself. I'm gonna target the guys at the top of the stair. They're in that group, so I can get all of them with it. I make a visual disguise around myself that only they can see, and I choose an emotion their mind like fills in someone they know that meets that emotional reaction. And if they don't know someone, they like imagine someone like a guard who they would respect, but probably not for these far. I'm going to choose fear to get a +4 bonus on intimidate checks. If this works.
So where is the professor?
He is the foot underneath. I guess I'd have to 5-foot step out so they can see me.
Yep.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. So you take on some sort of fearful visage.
Yes. Do any rolls happen yet? Or not quite yet? What is this? Oh, Mocker.
Yeah, you make a disguise check.
Yeah, and well, they haven't seen me yet.
Oh, you're invisible still. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so I am also going to...
Well, you need to target them. So the second you target them, you turn visible.
Oh, really?
Target one creature per level, which can be 30 feet apart.
Oh, shit. Okay, that gives me... that helps. Anyway, I turn... Can I... Yeah, I turn visible. Okay.
So the professor turns visible, and he's pretending to be something scary to these Vark.
And I will cast at I think what swift speed, awe on myself, and I will with I suppose they're staring at me, and the light and color around me sort of drains away if they focus on me, and there's a deep grinding sound in the earth, and the faint whisper of air through a passageway, and I will say to these guys in a bit of a raspy voice covering the professor's normal old man voice, "You fools! Stop firing if you value your life.
Okay.
Unless you want to end up like the rest of these. And I'll sort of look around the corner at
Also
Spyder's
very
body and maybe see if I can like nudge whoever is holding him.
Give me your disguise check.
Okay.
This is at a +5 because you don't know what you actually look like.
Yes. And I don't have any ranks in disguise. It seems to be cross-class.
So just charisma +5.
And my charisma is 2.
Or something? I don't know.
1d20 plus. Would I still get the +2 from my charisma modifier?
Yep.
Okay.
There's the window.
Plus 10 from awe. Does awe stack with disguise
Is
self?
all running?
Yes, I cast it at swift speed to make myself horrifying and intimidating.
No, it's a bonus to intimidate checks, not to disguise checks.
Oh, this is the disguise.
First, you're trying to actually fool them.
That's
into
right, that's right.
thinking
You're right,
you're
you're right.
something that they fear.
That's exactly right. 3 of these?
No, just one.
25.
25. Okay, so they need to make perception checks DC 25 to see through your disguise.
Okay.
They have +7s. So there's a gauntlet of rolls.
They all see through it.
Good lord.
That
They
is
did
so-
well.
That is so unlucky.
So I don't get the.
They go, Great Bark. That's not the Great Bark.
Yeah, right. I don't get the +4 from the disguise self, but I would still get the +10 from awe, though, right?
You can still use awe to intimidate them.
Okay. So is my intimidate really +8? Wow. Okay. So just 1 intimidate or 3?
No, so you cast a spell. You cast 2 different spells. That's your standard action. You have a move. You can demoralize people as a, I believe, standard action. If you look up intimidate, demoralizing an opponent is a standard action. Influencing them requires a minute of talking. So you're probably trying to demoralize them in combat.
Okay.
And that's you've done your 2 actions already this turn.
Demoralize action is a like standard or something?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. Okay. In that case, I will also.
So did you wait on the awe then? Because that only lasts for 1. That's only instantaneous. You want to do your awe at the same time you're intimidating them. You're casting a spell that, yes. So next round you'll be able to try to be spooky.
Okay, I will. In that case, cast Vanish on myself
Okay, instead.
as well. Or yeah, I'll wait on the awe until I'm actually gonna attempt the check.
Okay, and is Vanish swift?
Vanish is not, but it's lower than the highest level spell I could do, and I've only done it
So
5
the only 2 spells you cast was the one that they saw through,
Yes.
and then
And then I
Vanish.
disappeared again.
And Vanish is 5 rounds, so I'll put that on the.
Yeah, it's. I don't think I'm gonna use the
4,
whole
5.
thing.
Alright, they hearken Great Vark. No, he is not the Great Vark. And they're like, okay, that didn't work. And then you turn invisible again. Musk, who is upstairs having a drink, tries to open the doors, slipping through the grease, and the doors are not open. So I think he's going to take this opportunity to take the bar off the door.
Doesn't he hear a raging battle outside?
He also hears Troggax inside, and he doesn't want to go back there. He's done fighting. Alchemist and Top Knot Jimmy has set up a barricade. And where is he? He's set up a barricade here, flipping that table. Actually, he's got a bunch of axes over the table, and he's ready to attack something.
There's also a fog in the middle of that room.
Did the fog go away?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Zephyrus. There's actually one more round of invisibility on the body that you're carrying.
Yeah. Zephyrus is going to cast fallback strategy on himself.
I don't know what you guys and your weird spells.
While this spell is active, you may reroll 1 attack roll, combat maneuver check, or skill check before the result of the check is known. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I rolled through Modron Bot, but nevertheless. You must take the result of the reroll even if it's worse than the original roll.
Oh,
Once the reroll is used, the spell ends.
Before the thing is known, so do you know how I say, yeah, that hit?
Yeah?
You call out before I
Okay.
actually tell you the result.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this lasts for 1 minute per level. Cool spell. Magus spell. Interesting. Okay. And then we've got...
And I might just do a little movement as well
yeah.
around the corner because I'm invisible. I've got Mocrinum. He's not invisible, so I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay, you could move 5 feet up, although they seem to be bombing Manny.
Yeah, I'm not going to move around just yet because they'll see Mocrinum floating and they might just start bombing him.
Right. Okay. Tech goes next, so I think Tech's just going to pull around the Vark.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. So that first attack is against the Vark's flat-footed AC. Tech is fatigued, which is a minus 2 to strength and 2 to dex, I believe.
Yeah. And we're just doing double swords all around, I think. Yeah, so you should be at plus 14, plus 9. If he power attacks, he's not flanking. Yeah, plus 13. 2 plus 12s and a plus 11. Okay.
Varks have AC 20.
Ooh.
They're little hard nuts to crack in their weird suits.
Whoa, not 20!
Confirmed?
Nice!
Oh, that's a critical hit.
66.
Let's have a look at the chart, which I don't have open, of course, because that computer reset. Come on. Oh, don't do this. Oh. 66, I think, is a D52, if my memory serves me correct.
Well, let's give you a D52 just in case. 26.
It's bad that I've memorized the chart.
I was gonna say, wait a second,
100
Marty.
numbers.
Wait.
Is it sad or is it awesome?
Yeah.
What? Oh, they're bands, right? Yeah, 61 through 68 is critical. No, that's critical miss. 57 through 76 is critical hit deck. So it was in that range, and then
Yep.
26
26.
of a slashing weapon.
Yep.
Wow. Criticals really have some.
There's some bite to
I
it.
didn't know it went.
So 1d2 dex damage.
Ooh, isn't that how you throw bombs?
Normal damage, however, but the guy is knocked prone.
Oh, yeah.
So Check basically bowls him over.
All right. 2 dex damage.
Okay, so that reduces his AC to 19, and then prone it becomes 15.
Oh, doggy.
And he's still got lead blades running?
He does not.
I think that one
Does not.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, so the first attack. Let's see here. It is not two-handed, so that's plus 9. 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay, that hurt.
Yep.
That hurt the little Vark.
Second attack, 24.
That hits.
For 15 damage.
Ooh. 15. It's at 36 damage, single digit hit points.
Get it!
18 is a hit.
AC 18 because he's prone is a hit.
That makes sense. 17 damage.
17 damage kills the Vark as the bug comes in with a downward swing with one of the halves of his double bladed weapons.
What does Manny do behind him?
Well, he's like, he's looking at it.
Oh.
Check! He's back!
5-foot
Looking
step
back
and
at the bones.
take my last attack.
He looks around and you briefly appear and he says, "Fucking illusions!" kind of spitting as he cursed the professor's illusions. He's blaming it on the professor. And then you can 5-foot step forward and continue your attacks.
Let's do it.
Okay.
16. That's not going to hit.
That is not a hit against this Vark alchemist who goes scrambling back over the Crenshar's body.
What the hell? Let's also bite.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he's used his poison already, but
Probably.
a nice little nip from Tech is nothing to laugh at.
Oh, the poison's once per day?
No.
Yeah, the Vark falling back over the foreskin of that dog's face. Yes, they have foreskin faces. Kind of tumbled away from the mandible-like bites of a very tired Texaraka cat, and very injured. I just hovered over his token, and there's 36 damage already on Tech.
Oh no.
He really should not get in Troggax's face, I guess.
Yes, Makranam Gobbler is going next, I think. He sees that people are moving. Oh, I want to help! And he goes scrambling down from Zephyros and does a trundle up the stairs. He looks like a milk jug with feet, little tentacle feet.
Is there milk in it?
It's always kind of glistening.
And is it for drinking or for keeping?
And he's always kind of glistening after he just transformed, so it could be wet. Ludo is kind of curled around this side of the stairs.
Yeah.
What is Ludo up to?
Ludo, I believe he.
And Fox was asking about Troggax rage. Troggax probably raged at that door for around 4 rounds. I don't think he's used rage too much already today. Oh, actually, no. I take that back. He did fight the red cap with his rage.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be running close to done.
He's just raging out in some grease in the hallway.
Ludo's gonna throw his last bomb at the Vark.
Okay, so you peek around the corner. You're gonna throw your bomb at this Vark.
Yeah.
Do you have the ability to miss Tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it called again?
Precise bombs.
Yeah,
I think.
there we go. Yeah.
Do you have precise strike?
No.
Okay, or just precise shot. I mean.
Yes, precise shot is
You
the
do?
one I have.
Okay. And you've got point blank shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is also in the second range increment for bombs. So point blank shot is +1. Second range increment is -1, and then so it's whatever your bomb bonus is -1 plus Bard Song. And Bard Song is a +2 Bard Song.
Yeah.
So you're at a net +1.
28.
28. Okay, yeah. You kind of aim for the left eye goggle of the Vark kind of thing. A fiery bomb busts against this particular Vark's face. They had the ability to resist from fire, but they gave the resists to Spyder before he came down the stairs. So this Vark is taking full damage from this.
22.
38. He's got single-digit hit points left after he gets hit by the bomb. He kind of goes, and the one beside him is going to try to scramble out of the way from the splash. What is the DC?
Is 14.
Oh, this little Barker, quick. 27. Yeah. Get the Bark out of here. Troggax. He's seeing through the illusions above the door and the little snake. He simply is going to move into the room. However, he needs to make 2 DC 10 acrobatics checks to not fall down. One from the grease that is outside, and then one from the grease that is inside the place. He's got armor check penalty a +4 on his acrobatics check. So the acrobatics check on the one outside, he makes. And the one inside, he makes. So we'll go 10, 20.
I think this is not the night to go up against Marty rolling.
Yeah, fuck.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should just run.
He's blown it all early here.
Spyder, where are you?
The professor knows what the sound was. The sound was him hitting something with his massive war scythe that he wields in two hands. And the guards, well, you know, if this was a movie, it would be a scene. All these injured guards are pointing in the next room.
From the top of the stairs. Fair to say, if you're down there, could use a bit of help on this Troggax fellow, I think.
He's also looking
Yeah,
tired.
I'll come back.
But he sees Tech. He lets out a trumpeting roar and continues his movement.
How many does he have left?
It's his second move. So he took one move through the greases and then a single move all the way into melee.
He moves at 50?
He moves at 40.
Damn. It's a
And
fast elephant.
that's a big enough opening that he doesn't have to squeeze, right?
He does not have to squeeze through that opening. He's going to move to here. He's threatening Tech. Tech is not threatening him.
Right.
He gets a sense that there are other people that are there and sort of sway his roll a little bit. Malbut gets to go next. Malbut is now looting. He is pulling the body of the monk off here, and he's muttering to himself as he's looting. Malbut do this. Malbut do that.
He's coming into his own.
Matt, you've missed some berating of Malbut from Ludo.
Verbally abusing.
Yeah, no, I guess that I might have missed some of that, yeah.
Yep. Manny needs to make a 50-50 chance of being able to act in the combat round. Yeah. The D2, if he rolls 1, the curse is in effect. No, he's able to act this round.
Ah, thank God.
So I think he's going to peg off the Vark that he can see.
Not crazy.
Let's get a roll for Mandreas's sling staff. Looks like he's within 30 feet. Yep. Plus 14, plus 15. He'll deadly aim, which is counteracted by Bard Song, so plus 15. Somebody?
It's Manny.
Did the alchemists go? Did we skip them?
You said 15.
The Alchemist should have went
With Top Knot Jimmy.
with Top Knot Jimmy. Yeah, let's back up a little bit. So
Oh, that's right. They were gonna bomb somebody, but then yeah.
But then they got bombed.
which was before Tech. So Tech was back a little bit, but right in their faces. He waited for the full round attack anyways, so there are 3 bombs that are rolling. Just back up where everyone was. 3 bombs are trying to hit Manny.
Oh, it's touch AC,
Yeah.
which I think is 11.
Yeah.
They have plus 9s.
Eesh.
18, nat 20, and a nat 1.
Ah,
On the bright side.
Ooh, what happens on a nat 1 when you throw a ball?
So the 18 is 13 damage to Manny,
Ugh,
which brings him to 19 damage.
my baby.
And then both Professor and the Crawling Hand need to make reflex saves.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
DC is 15.
Four for the professor. There's the professor,
Okay.
and the crawling hand is +2.
Does the Crawling Hand have improved evasion?
It does.
Okay, so it takes half of this, so it only takes 3, but the Professor takes 7.
Okay.
Alright, now the critical hit on Manny. I'm going to roll to confirm the critical. Oops. I'm going to roll to confirm the critical, plus 9. It is AC 24, that confirms. A 15 on the chart is low, thankfully. It is a reduced critical, but with a major injury.
Ooh.
And the DC is 24 to avert the major injury. So the damage for this bomb
Yikes.
is 12.
Smokes are 21. Or
31?
Yeah.
And then the crawling hand and Henry need to make a reflex save again. Versus the splash.
12 for the professor.
So that's a fail.
2 fails.
Okay, so 7 and 3 damage again. The professor in the hand. And then the major injury.
The crawling hand took 3 the first time as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Is one of these things could be lose limb.
Oh shit.
12 is DM's choice.
Lose limb!
Okay, so these are my choices.
Oh lord. One attack crushed, all movement speeds.
Oh. All movement speeds halved. Oops, so the actual...
Blind, deaf, no voice. No use. Halved. Minus. Blind, blindness, and deaf, deafness. Abdominal injuries, you can't eat meat.
I'm gonna roll twice and pick the worst for DM's choice.
Oh my goodness, you've been trying to kill him for so long.
1 and 3. One attack crushed, no use. So it's basically like his hand is crushed or something like that until the wound is healed.
Mm-hmm.
Or his fort saves are at a -8. I think the one attack crushed is the worst for him. Yeah. So his hand, the bomb went off and hit his hand. Uh-huh. His hand's on fire and he crawls up into a ball as he's trying to put the fire out. And then the last one is a miss. Now, it is a potential critical miss.
But he'd have to roll the 1 for it to actually be a critical miss.
Yep, it would have hit. So it bounces 2 squares in this direction. Now Makarnam went after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Makarnam's not there yet, but Tech would have to make a reflex save.
Oh my god.
Against the bomb damage.
He's pretty.
Alright.
He's tired though.
18?
Yeah, he managed to avoid the splash damage, but Manny is just.
Is his staff thing one-handed?
No, it is 2 hands.
For throwing and swinging?
Yeah, he needs 2 hands to load it.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's Manny's turn. He can act, but can't do shit, so he's just gonna go back down the stairs.
Oh, and Tech
Does he
one
have any potions?
I think he's gonna go down the stairs, and then he may have a spell that he can cast.
Manny, I have a cure light wound for you.
He's going to bless the party.
What does bless do?
+1 morale bonus to attack. Iron God!
Doesn't he have to roll to decide whether or not he can do something?
Yeah, he did that, remember? And then we
okay.
the bombers.
Okay.
Forgot.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Then Tech came over and just sort of murder-lated that first one. Mm-hmm. And Makarnam Gobbler's moving up, and Ludo bombed the other guy. Then Troggax moved up. Malbut was hitting the body, and Manny went. Okay, we're all caught up now.
Is Ludo here, or right?
Yeah, Ludo's around the corner here. Okay, so Pharisee.
Pharisee is going to fly back up because Troggax does sound pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And the professor is dropping hints that there may be a 1-2 punch that we've discussed before. The only time the professor ever asks you for help.
Yeah. That's fair. So that's one action.
Maybe you could set up a little bit of that 1-2 punch, Pharisee.
Yes.
I think
You're
this.
feeling a bit rigid up there.
Yes. Tech, come back.
Back. Sloughborough Toughs. They're all just worming their way through the grease. Some of them are still firing at that snake thing. A couple of them have seen through it by this point. These toughs have loaded their crossbows and are basically setting up quietly. They're injured, but they can still click a thing. So some of them have ready actions. Professor, first round of Vanish.
Oh my goodness. I'll delay till before the Vark go.
So same pip as Zephyrus. Musk is taking off the bar, opening the door, and taking a peek out at the din of the 3 groups, plus those that have come down from the upper city. Which brings us all the way around again to the Alchemists, then it'll be Zephyrus, Tech, Makarnam, Ludo. I know it felt like they just went, but it's because we forgot.
Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to go before them. The Alchemists, the Bombers. Because I don't want to definitely stand here and take a bunch of damage.
Okay, so Musk's go, you didn't do anything. You're delaying until after the Alchemist, or
right before the Alchemist.
Okay, what are you doing?
I will, I guess, fire off a magic missile to help out from a wand.
The professor doing damage.
Just throwing magic missiles.
It's been a long time since we've seen Professor do damage. I actually can't remember the last time you did it. So you appear as you pull out a wand and fire it at what?
The beat up one in front of Tech.
Okay. What caster level is the wand?
It's caster level 3. I have wand mastery. Whenever the magus uses his wand, he calculates. Okay, it's just the DC for any spell that contains using his int modifier instead of the minimum modifier needed to cast spell.
So magic missiles don't have DCs. So roll 2d4 plus 2 as 2 magic missiles, purple in color, come firing out of the wand.
3 damage.
No, 2d4 plus 2.
Oh.
You get another d4.
1d4.
5 damage, which is enough to knock that bark out.
And then I will step around the corner. I guess I gotta be back here more. I want to still be able to see if Troggax, if he makes himself known. I want to still have clear line of sight to the top of the door and to the stairs. Can I see it from here to be able to cast?
No, he'd be part way down the hallway if you like to see him from there.
I guess I gotta stay here.
What's the crawling hand doing?
The crawling hand is probably gonna just keep hanging out with me. I think that's probably all I can do, boys.
Okay, the Alchemist. Well, this Alchemist is going to 5-foot step back from Tech.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Underneath Troggax, because he's small. Troggax is large. He can fit in the same square. He is going to throw a bomb to hit this square to do damage to both Makarnam and Tech. No, he's going to throw a bomb at Tech. He's just going to avoid hitting his buddy on the ground.
Touch AC is 15.
AC
Somebody
9.
is at the door. I'm going to check. It's probably political campaign or something. All right, I'll be right back.
Tech, I think, has some resist to fire.
The cloak makes him disappear. And I think maybe provides a resistance to fire bonus. Does the cloak like a one-off per day?
Once per day.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, it doesn't provide any.
Did we give him? Oh yeah, resistance fire 10 ring.
Okay, yeah, he does have Azer Bond. And the bomb does 11 damage, so it does 1 to Tech. Because he's got the ring on him. The Vark barks. Top Knot Jimmy is going to pick up his axes when he realizes that things are going on in this room. Move around the corner. He does need to make an acrobatics check, which is much easier for him. Don't roll a 1. And he moves through the grease. Let's see. 30 double moves into the room. He's going to back up Troggax. Zephyros, the body that you're carrying no longer is invisible as the as Spyder appears. However, you're carrying him, so you actually don't know that because things that you carry that are not alive actually are invisible because you're invisible.
Darn it. Darn it.
So both the door and the body you're carrying are invisible.
Okay. Zephyros heard Ferose tell Tech to get back. Does that mean Ferose is going to throw a bomb or something up there and we should clear that area?
I don't know. They seem to have some code for some tactic that I have no idea about. I don't know if you've let Zephyros in on this tactic or not, or is this just a thing between Ferose and the professor?
I think it's probably just between us at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've discussed it somewhat in the open. I mean, but yeah.
Okay, so Zephyros is aware of this.
Is Neil aware of this?
No, Neil is not aware of this, but he might have just been tired and missed it.
Okay, well, then they're talking about tactics that you guys need to get on the same page about. What is this yellow area? Is this just leftover from a different...
Yeah, it was leftover fog. The
Okay.
fog spilling out
Okay.
from one side of the map.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Zephyros will move around, but not go all the way up. He's just going around the corner because he's a little unsure. He doesn't know what's going on exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
From here, Zephyros can see the edge of Troggax and the Bark Alchemist through the doorway. They've got cover, but you can see that square.
So if I can see that square, perhaps it's not a bad idea to throw a flaming sphere right there.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
That's funny.
Just throw a flaming sphere into that room, roll it around with all those guys in their ambush.
So Zephyros goes ahead and does that.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Which means that you, your door, and the body that you're holding...
Becomes visible, and I can hold the body in front.
Yep. Alright, so flaming sphere...
Did Tech take some more damage?
He took 1.
Oh, nice.
He has a ring of fire resist 10, and the bomb did 11 damage.
Ah, right.
Okay, I'm just going to move the Bark body off to the side for a second, and the same thing, the Crenshaw body. Okay, so I think both of them need to make saving throws. I think they're both technically in the same square, so first one to make the saving throw will be the Vark. What is the DC of your saving throw?
It's 15 plus spell level, which is 2 plus 2 because it's an evocation spell, so 19.
Well, you kind of surprised the Vark as the flames ripped up all around him. Normally he could have scrambled out of the way, but he rolled really poorly. He fails. And then Troggax, who's a little bit tired. Oh, picking on the big guy's saves, huh? Gets an 11. They both fail.
Ugh.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, because that means I get to do 3d6 plus 2 damage.
Yep.